Hey guys, real quick, we just signed up and got a nice good discount, thank you, for the behind the scenes tour. That's the Living with the Seas behind the scenes tour that we just went on the experience for Living Land. This is the behind the scenes. From what I've been told, there's very little footage of that. It has special access to places that you don't get on the actual ride, which is nice. On top of it, I'm free to film throughout the entire process, so you guys are going to enjoy that. Alright guys, we are about to start on our way.
Weeks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, we're missing a few people. Alright, we're missing 2 people. I'm going to go do a quick walk around and try to find them real quick. I'll be right back.
As usual, last minute stragglers.
Yeah, they're the ones that run for the flight.
The intelligent
Can't
ones.
run for a flight anymore, but you know.
Reminds me of the bad cop chick. You can run, but you're only going to go jail tired.
Backstage area, and the way we get back there is we have to go to the middle of Soarin', up the Soarin' exit ramp, into the flight crew only area. So our goal is to not get lost. Okay.
You're leading.
Awesome. So once we get over there, if you hug that wall all the way up, we've got this.
Oh, I can clear a hole if it comes to that. Alright guys, we're on our way.
Bye, Sarah.
Flight crew only. Go guys.
Okay, so I'm one of the few tour guides who has never lost or gained anyone extra. So, thank you for helping me maintain that record. We've only got 7 more months to go. Hopefully we'll keep it. So before we start, a reminder, our tour is about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes long. If you have any reservations, fast pass at the end of that time, let me know. That way I can make sure we get you back promptly. I don't want you to be late for anything if we're running a little bit over under. Also, please take as many photos as you want. Nothing back here is a secret, but we do have a couple of rooms where you only get to see them on this tour. So if you want to take photos, please do. I know we're going to have this one GoPro going the entire time, so gotta make sure I don't say anything wrong, or it's video forever.
Yes, it is.
Where were we? Yes. It's hard to get lost. Our greenhouse is circle. Also, please ask as many questions as you want. If you don't ask me questions, then I get stuck in the script that they drove into my head 4 months ago, and that's not fun for anyone unless they're happening. So please ask me questions. Keep it lively. The only thing I'm going to ask you not to do is please do not touch or eat anything, especially if you do not know what it is. I don't need to find out that one of you has some sort of tropical allergy. Would not be a very fun way to end this day.
I say, I'm off duty. We're not doing that.
We had an intern last week who was helping us harvest the jackfruit tree, and we found out the hard way she's allergic to jackfruit. In fact, the lady who went to the front desk, Miss Sarah. It was a very scary day. Luckily, she only got itchy. There was nothing else. But I don't want to find that out with the rest of you. We do have places along our tour where we can touch, have a hands-on experience, and a couple of food tasting areas as well. So, all needs will be met. Don't worry. Please don't eat things you don't know. Try not to stress that enough. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go out this door and make a right-hand turn into our IPM lab. I don't mind, it's okay.
Yeah. I've got them.
You got it? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
See our stragglers found up.
We were running. Welcome, I'm glad you could make it. Awesome. So just a brief summary of what we just talked about is please ask questions, please don't get lost, and please don't eat or touch things that you don't know. Gotcha. Besides that, I think you're all caught up. Awesome. So I forgot to say this earlier. My name's Taylor. I'm going to be your tour guide today. I'm very excited. I love the afternoon tours. Normally people are a little bit more excited. The original Disney hype is a little mellowed, so we can have a much better time together. Also, I am a recent graduate of Purdue University. I graduated with a degree in entomology. Spoiler fan, good. That is the study of insects. And I did minor in both plant sciences and horticulture, so if you do have any plant questions along the way, I can answer those too. So don't hesitate to ask questions. But in here, this is our IPM lab, and that stands for Integrated Pest Management. That's a really fancy way of saying I like to use a variety of techniques to best control the pests here at the land. But I like to stick to three main categories, and that is cultural, mechanical, and biological controls. Cultural control is when you create a barrier around your garden or your area of interest. So fences around your backyards. I know people here in Florida have entire screens over their backyards, and I absolutely love that. I think it's the best thing ever, your own miniature greenhouse. Sorry, lost my train of thought, got excited there. Cultural control, fences, screens on your windows at home, also air curtains. Air curtains are big fans. So if you ever walk into a grocery store and get hit in the face with that AC unit, that's actually designed to come down at an angle so if a bug flies into it, it gets shot right back outside. That way it can't get inside where all your food is. Mechanical control is when you literally go in and you physically remove your pests. So weeding your garden is a big thing. Back home I have 5 brothers and we all like to grow tomato plants. So somehow all of my caterpillars find their way onto my siblings. Because I just pick them up and I throw them over there. So they stay off of mine. I don't think they've ever found that out to this day. So.
If y'all are watching this, you know who did it.
It's going to be a great tour. But my favorite is biological control. It is the most complex and has the most steps. And I am one of 2 interns here that knows how to do this. So job security, it makes me feel pretty nice. On this side, we have some leaf miner flies, and what they're doing is they're laying their eggs inside of the leaf tissue. So your leaf has 3 main tissue layers, your outer, your inner, and then that vascular system right down the middle. And they're laying their eggs right in that vascular system where all the nutrients are. Awesome for the bugs, not so good for the plants. What happens is these plants on this side, they've got little white lines throughout all that leaf tissue. That is where the baby flies have been eating their way through. And to get rid of our flies, we actually introduce a parasitoid wasp. And that wasp will lay its eggs inside of our flies and kind of take over the life cycle. But that is confusing and weird. So if you'd like, I have a video so we can actually see what's happening. Parasitism is pretty cool though. Kind of creepy if you're not a sci-fi fan. If you want to scoot up and get a better look, please feel free. You don't have to stand in the back. So this is our leaf miner fly, and what she is doing is she is currently sawing a small hole into that leaf tissue. She can lay her eggs right in the middle of that leaf. Turning off her radio. And once she's done laying her eggs, she will actually spit on top of the hole that she's made. She has a very special enzyme in her saliva that works as a glue. That way nothing can go in after her babies. And this is a close-up of her sawing her hole. And when the hole is big enough, those are her eggs. And she can lay up to 250 eggs in her lifetime. That's a lot of fly damage.
How quickly is that done?
Is that real time?
That is real time.
Okay.
Yes. And this is the baby leaf miner as soon as it's hatched from its egg. And the reason they're called leaf miners is because their mouth part looks like a pickaxe. And they're mining their way right through that leaf. And they are continuously eating 24/7. They do not stop for anything. They don't sleep. All they do is eat. Honestly, not a bad lifestyle. I'd be okay with that.
Reminds me of one of my exes.
And this is an 8-day time-lapse video of what happens once those eggs hatch until the leaf fails. So right here we're about day 4. 6 and day 8 when your leaf is gone. And the way you can tell it's a leaf miner is you'll get all those little white lines on that leaf. Just want to pass those around. And this is our beneficial, this is our good guy, our parasitoid wasp. And she can actually smell where the baby fly is in that leaf because as they eat, they release their own pheromone, their own scent. I'm very happy people don't do that, that'd be weird. But she can smell that feeding pheromone and she will track down that larvae and put her egg right inside of it. And she has a very high accuracy of getting that egg in the right spot. And once she does, she's going to rub her back legs together just like that and leave her own scent marker on top so other wasps won't come in and try to parasitize the same larvae. And here is the larva falling out of the leaf. They have a very similar pupation, just like a butterfly or a moth, that big cocoon stage in the middle. So once it hits the soil, it's going to harden and look a lot like this. And 2 weeks later, a wasp will emerge instead of a fly. And these are the wasps. And our wasps are soft-bodied and stingless. So they cannot harm people whatsoever. They only harm the insects they go after. And this variety of wasp, this species, is a specialist. It only goes after leaf miner flies. We use 3 different types of specialist wasps, one for aphids, one for whiteflies, and one for leaf miners. We also use a couple of mites to help eat smaller pests, but my favorite are ladybugs. Ladybugs are not only pretty and I think really cute, but they also eat aphids. One adult ladybug can eat between 75 and 80 aphids every single day.
Okay.
So,
I have a question about that.
yeah.
Okay, we have always bought ladybugs and brought them in, and we found out this year that when you buy like 250 ladybugs from the local, whatever, yard shop, that those ladybugs were harvested somewhere else and that they actually will not stay here, that they
It
immediately
depends.
start trying to go home?
Yes, it depends on what species you use. Some species of ladybugs are really good at staying still and eating aphids. Other ones will fly away. It also depends on what time of day you release them. We use Asian painted lady beetles, and they're really good at staying put because they're in an enclosed area. Greenhouses work a lot better for beneficial insect releases than the outdoors do. Also, if you release your insects in the middle of the day when it's the hottest, they're always going to fly away.
Right.
If you release them in the mornings or the evenings, you have better luck. But ladybugs also are very clever. They understand what food is and where the food is. So if you put them right where those aphids are, they're going to eat them.
But it isn't, see, I heard that it messes with their whole system, because they want to go home to breed and that's where home is and they're trying to get there. Is that true or is that?
I haven't heard anything
Okay.
about that. I know some ladybugs have a higher tendency to fly away just because I was in a jar and now I'm outside, so I'm going to fly away. But the 3 different species of lady beetles I've worked with were all very good at understanding that food is here. This is where I should lay my babies and have all that. So I have no idea. Exactly, yes. When we get to our eggplant trees later, I'll be able to talk more about that. But we have a huge colony of lady beetles that don't move very often. So I always carry a vial in my back pocket. So if I ever find aphids, I go to that tree, take lady beetles out of it, and just go dump them wherever the aphids are.
Now you said 3 types of ladybugs. You already mentioned one, the Asian type. What are the other 2?
We use Asian painted lady beetles. We used to use some of the more North American friendly species as well, but we don't anymore just because we've run out of their food source. They ate a very specific species of aphid, and now we don't have that aphid anymore, so all ladybugs died off. And we also use mealybug destroyers. They're a lady beetle that is black with a red head, and they only eat mealybugs. So it's really good for our citrus trees.
Cool.
Yeah, you're not going to stump me on bugs. I know the bugs. We get to the plants later, you might find a couple questions. But let's go talk about some plants now. We've been in the bug room enough. At least, not in my opinion, but most people's. So the next area we're going to go is our biotechnology laboratory, and we're going to learn about plant tissue culture.
Thank you, sir. Pretty cool there, guys. If you're an HVAC head.
Biotechnology Laboratory. In here, we're partnering with the USDA on a variety of projects. And that does not mean that Disney is paying the USDA. We are two organizations that found ourselves working on the same project. So we thought it'd be more efficient in every way to just do it together. That way we don't have to worry about costs, same projects, miscommunications, other fun stuff like that. And the main project we're working on is growing plants for tissue culture. I have another video up here that you can watch if you like while I talk. What's happening is Mark, an intern from last year, is cutting up. Let's do a part of the video. Oh, that's right. The video's on loop, so I never actually know where it is. So right now he's actually pulling plants out of an agar solution. And that solution has all the water and nutrients that plant needs to grow and survive, along with an agar-agar powder, which just works as gelatin. It helps to congeal the mixture, the way the roots have something to grow down into. And once he gets those plants taken out, he's going to cut them up into a bunch of tiny little pieces, and he's going to put those pieces in new jars full of agar. So from that one parent plant, he's going to get a lot of smaller plants that will all grow up to be parents as well. So it's a pretty exciting way of getting plants to grow a lot faster and a lot more cost effective too. With seeds, you don't always know if the seeds are healthy, if there's a virus in the seed coat, if they're going to germinate properly. This way you know exactly what you're going to get, and it's going to grow almost every time. And in here we found several little hooks in our system where it doesn't always work the way you planned. So some of our plants, like our celosia, kalanchoe, prickly pear, dragon fruit, they all grow extraordinarily well. You put them in the solution and you can't stop them from growing. I've had people come back say, oh, I bought a prickly pear 2 years ago, now it's 4 feet tall, we don't know how to take care of it. It's like, well, you just prune it back and it'll keep growing up instead of out. But cacti grow very fast, so. To be warned, if you're interested in buying one of our Mickey Mini Gardens today, the cacti grow very quickly. But other plants we have, like our bananas and our redwood trees, they grow a lot slower. And that's because as trees, they like to have a more well-developed root system. And it takes a very long time for those roots to grow if you're only using a part of a branch or a little sprig. And another thing that we've noticed is plants like our coffee beans and pineapple are very particular about their base solution. You can't just put the nutrients and water in there. Because those two plants grow so close to the equator, they're used to having a more acidic soil for their roots. So we have to actually change the pH of our solutions to best fit those plants. So technically, you can grow any plant in the world this way, as long as you have the right formula for the nutrient solution, which I think is honestly really cool. Some practical applications using this in the real world. Does anyone here like bananas? Couple of hands, it's all right. You'll grow to not be shy soon. Is anyone here crazy like me, eat a banana every single day? Almost? Yes. All right, I like you, I'm not the only one. So bananas are amazing because we have found a way to maintain their seedless quality. Normally to get a seedless plant, you have to cross a seeded and a seedless plant to maintain that seedless quality. But if you grow them through tissue culture, they're always going to be seedless. And that's why when you go into the grocery store, there is only one banana really in most places. Does anyone know what brand that is? Chiquita Banana. They have figured out that through tissue culture, they can grow all of their plants a lot easier and a lot faster. And that's why they are dominating that system. Unless you go to a health food or organic store, in which case, it's probably several different kinds in there. Another reason tissue culture I think is so fascinating is because if you have some sort of virus outbreak, kind of like the plum pox virus in Virginia and in Europe right now, it's a virus that devastates the fruit and actually makes it inedible. If you are able to find a plant that has resistance to that virus, you can come into a laboratory, make dozens of it, and introduce it back into the population where it can pollinate everything else and make a stronger next generation. It is, in my opinion, incredible. Way in the future. 20, 30 years, we're going to be seeing this a lot more.
So for like that Irish potato famine? Or like that potatoes?
Was the famine because of insects or because of viruses?
I think that was insects.
So I think it was insects as well.
Boll weevils. Well, no, boll weevils was the Georgia.
Yeah,
South
the big potato beetles, the big brown circle ones. That's what we have over in Idaho. But if it were virus caused, then yes. If it was insect caused, I don't know. We do have some insect varieties, insect resistant varieties of plants that people are also growing like this and using it to help grow or fragment on other pieces of plants. So
The solution, what's that called again?
our solution, it is nutrients, water, and agar. And if you are interested in our nutrient solution, there's a printout of it at the front desk, and you can take a photo of it after the tour if you'd like to. It's the exact nutrient solution we use for our biotech lab and in all of our greenhouses.
Now, the only question I got is when are we roasting those coffee beans?
I don't know.
Be interesting how they come out tasting wise, that's for sure. Because I know that with coffee, the taste partially is on how it's roasting, but a lot of where it's grown,
Yes.
the nutrients that get it through the soil.
My personal dream is that we can produce enough coffee here at the land to have a specialty item at the Starbucks here at Epcot. That
If
would
you
be
can
awesome.
replicate Jamaica Blue Mountain here and get it away, yes.
I think that'd be cool. But so far we are not quite successful. We only recently found out that we have to alter the pH of its substrate. So they're only like
Fairly-
a steak right now.
Fairly acidic, I'm assuming.
Very acidic compared to the other solutions that we use. Alright, it is very hot out here though. So we are gonna head into our greenhouses with actual air conditioning. And as we go into the first greenhouse, I want to remind you.
Actually, guys, let me get you right here.
I love it. It makes me happy to think. Please don't touch or eat anything you don't know. I cannot stress that enough.
Of course, she's telling me not to do it, which the kid in me is sitting there going, I have to do it, but then again, I don't feel like going to the ER today.
We have a couple of recycling bins, so we can tear it apart and put it into the recycling bins.
I can hold it.
Cinnamon bark. It's the bark. Real cinnamon, I mean. Go ahead, sir.
So this is our creative greenhouse. In here we like to use a variety of synthetic techniques to grow our crops in very appealing ways. And in all of our greenhouses today, our plants have two things in common. The first thing is all of our plants are edible in some way, whether it's the roots, stems, leaves, flowers, fruits, some part is edible. In here is most of the flowers because we're celebrating our Flower Garden Festival. Another thing our plants have in common is they're all grown through hydroponics, and that literally means working with water. So all the nutrients that our plants need to grow and survive are mixed directly in that water source, which means we do not use any soil because soil can absorb water, and since our nutrients are in that water, we don't want that. And a good example of not using soil is right here in our aquaponics system. In this system, our squash are growing from the air, and the roots just go straight down that hole. And you can see we actually had a haircut recently because these roots will actually grow long enough to where they will drag on the ground. But we have no idea what sort of bacteria might be in the pebbles because we walk in there. So every once in a while we give them a haircut to keep it nice and pretty. But if you want to take a look inside the well, you'll see a series of sprayers, and that is the nutrient water.
How are you regulating the amount of nutrients in the water? Because I know each plant absorbs each
I
one.
have no idea. All of the watering is on a giant computer grid that I don't have access to. All I do is fix the systems when they break.
Well, I can take care of the computer access part if you like. I think I got a version of Linux I'm not supposed to have.
I have no idea.
Computer geek to bug geek, sorry.
That's all right, I forgive you. So on the
This
other
time.
side of the boat ride, we have a large fish tank. In that fish tank, we have some tilapia. On top, we have snapdragons. And those tilapia are the only food source for those snapdragons. As fish, when we feed them, they make a natural waste product. And fish waste is very high in ammonia. And as it breaks down, it'll get down to that nitrites, then nitrites, then nitrates. There we go, chemistry. I remember that. And as those nitrates float up into the water, the plants will take it in, along with all the carbon dioxide the fish produce as well. So the fish are feeding the plants, and in return, the plants are keeping the water clean for the fish, which I think is pretty cool. On the far side, we do have a large filter, and that filter is to make sure we don't have any algae blooms inside of our tank. We want to actually be able to see the fish and make sure they're healthy and pretty. So once a week, our interns will actually go in there and scrub all the glass down just to make sure it's extra clean. And the way they do that is they'll take a magic eraser and strap it to the bottom of their shoe and just kind of kick the window clean. It's pretty fun to watch because they're like bent over the window trying to see what they're doing. If you're ever here on a Tuesday morning, they'll be in that tank.
Nice.
I think it's pretty fun.
Do you eat this squash and all the stuff? Or do you just...
Our squash are not ready yet, but once they are harvestable, I guarantee you the interns will be the first to eat them.
Oh, okay.
And then if there are any left, they'll either go to restaurants or to Animal Kingdom. A lot of the produce that we don't make in a large enough quantity to send to our restaurants, we'll send over to Animal Kingdom as enrichment items for all the animals. So everything here is being used in some way.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna head back out the way we came and take a right-hand turn. So Candy's green plant, if you want to cut his leaves all the way around, he is called a mimosa or sensitive plant. So when you touch him, it actually causes his leaves to curl up. And what's happening is his water is leaving his leaves, going back into his roots. That way if he gets caught in a tropical storm, the water just beads right off and won't tear him apart. We've got some little corns on it. And I'm very happy I don't have this. It grows very fast. But it's not just his leaves that are sensitive. If you flip any part of him, all the leaves around that one area will float. He is our most abused plant here at the land.
What's its purpose?
In most places, it's considered a weed, but his little pink flowers are edible. But we mostly use him to make the children happy and to have something to play with.
Ever
And
safe.
it takes about 15 minutes for those leaves to open back up. So on our way out later, we can say goodbye to Stanley. So up next, we have our vertigo boxes. The bottom pot is in a 1x1 square foot area. We have 34 plants. And on a square foot, we only have about 1 or 2 yards. And the reason we only have 34 plants is because people like me, we're a little vertically challenged. That's all the higher I can be. If they had more boxes, I couldn't help it anymore. We kind of just know like how tall the current people here are. So if you are taller than me, you can stack as many boxes as you wanted. And these bougainvillea flowers are delicious, just so you know. They taste like sour grapes. If you like sour grapes, that is. So if you want to come up this way, I want to talk to you a little bit about media sources.
But no, guys, I don't think they're gonna make a good wine.
Because I told you here in the land, we don't use soil. But we have to use something. There are pots literally everywhere. And my favorite thing that we use is rock wool. Rock wool, I'm going to pass it around, is a volcanic rock. And once you heat up to high temperatures, it will actually melt into a liquid. And then you can put that liquid in a giant industrial-sized cotton candy spinner. And it will actually turn into fibers, just like cotton candy does. And from there, you can mold into whatever shape you want. My favorite are the bigger cubes because they have a little hole in the top, and that's where we seed all of our plants. So those squash over there, about 3 months ago, they were seeded into one of those little cubes. And that's how big they are already. And just like the squash, the roots will actually grow through the bottom of the cube because it's so soft. Another example of that is right up here in our hydroponic grow tank. If everyone wants to scoot up and get a better look, please feel free. There's a lot of space.
Oh, here. You want that? Oh, you got one.
Thank you. So in this grow tank, we have some marigolds, and they are planted in rock wool cubes floating on some styrofoam, and their roots are grown completely through into the water. And that water is kind of a greenish color because our nutrient solution is inside of that water. The key to this system, though, and making it work, is that little air bubbler in the corner. Without a little bit of oxygen, these plants would all drown, and we don't want that. And this is a pretty simple system you can do at home, and you don't have to use marigolds. We've used chives, tomatoes, strawberries, lettuce, cabbage, arugula, dandelion greens. Huh?
And they float.
Yes, they're on a styrofoam board, so as long as they don't weigh more than the styrofoam can hold, it's all good. So if you're interested in a system like this, I do have a piece of paper that tells you step by step how to make them. But if you're more interested in aquaponics instead of hydroponics, all you have to do is take out the nutrient solution and add the fish. But if you're going to do it that way, you have to find fish and plants that like the same temperature of water, and you need to put a small barrier between your fish and your plant roots, or they will go up and eat the roots. So back to media. Another media we use is perlite. And perlite is another volcanic rock. This is natural perlite. And after you heat it up, it turns into this. It's a lot more airy. It kind of puffs up like popcorn.
Can I get this rock wool?
Rock wool you can buy online from several distributors.
Okay.
There is a gentleman here in Orlando that sends it all across America.
Okay.
So wherever you want, however much you want, they can accommodate.
You heat it and it turns into the little white puffy stuff, huh?
And perlite, a lot of people know anyway, or a lot of fertilizers and soils that you buy from the stores. And the reason people use it is because it does not absorb water at all. So all of these boxes over here are only full of perlite. That way that black tube at the top will send the water down and it will trickle through all the boxes. It's not going to get stuck anywhere. So we know all of our plants are going to get appropriate amounts of water.
So the bottom of those boxes are, they've got holes in them basically.
Exactly, yes. Our boxes have a series of holes throughout the bottom. That way the water can drip through into the next one.
Can you get those boxes anywhere?
These boxes, yes, they're the Vertigrow system, and there are 2 companies that sell and distribute those. We also have our Foodies over here on the right side. That's from a Florida company. It does the exact same thing, but I think it looks a little bit better. And it is a ceramic, so you can also paint it. So you can be creative if you'd like to.
So the water flow that goes into the containers,
Thank you.
is it regulated in a specific amount or?
I have no idea. All of our water is done on a computer system, so I have no idea how much water goes to those hoses every day. I'm assuming it was a giant trial and error system, and now they just kind of go with whatever works.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do have a mini fridge up here, so I'm going to wash my hands so we can open that fridge. Sorry, the coconut core, yes, I picked it up and put it back down. So we use coconut core because it is natural, biodegradable. We use it in several of our larger plants, like our eggplants and cucumbers. So whenever we're rotating those plants out of our system, we go to the compost bin and put the coconut in there with the rest of the plant. That way it's an easy cleanup, which I greatly appreciate. It's just the fiber on the inside. Just the fiber. Yeah. So you just take off that slight outer husk, remove the fibers, and you let the seed. Alright, so we're going to take a big step forward if possible. Let Hunter through.
No, don't worry about it.
Compare them.
We've had a lot of tours today. We had 78 elementary students come in. It's been a busy day.
Yeah, I saw the buses coming this morning.
They were so excited though. They've been apparently taking hydroponic courses in their elementary school. So they came in and already knew all these systems and how they work. It's like, I don't know what I can teach you.
All I knew about hydroponics in elementary when I went to school was it's something to do with water in the pool.
Tubes that rotate around.
Yes, so our column pots. So these column pots are actually hollow in the middle and rock wool cubes are put into the side. And that means the only thing in the center of those tubes are the root systems. So when they pass by these sprinklers, the water will go down to all the roots only. And the way we know all of our plants are being watered appropriately is if there's water dripping out the bottom. And then we have plants underneath, so it gets water to other plants for us.
So you said when it goes under the sprinkler, does that trigger it when it
Yes.
hits it?
It has a little motion sensor right in front of it.
Okay.
And this type of system is starting to be widely used in a lot of countries, especially in Japan and China. They're turning a lot of old storage facilities into greenhouses to help with the growing population numbers. So by having large rotating systems, they can conserve space, water, and sunlight. So by having it rotate, all the plants get the same amount of sunlight, wherever that sunlight axis may be, and they can all grow at the same rate. Here in Florida, though, we have plenty of sunlight. Some might say too much. So we don't have to worry about that. Ours are rotating for fun and for water conservation. Here at the land, we save almost 500 million gallons of water every single year by recycling as much as possible. Does anyone here have cucumber allergies? No? Okay, good. I always feel a little bad when people do. It's like, I don't have anything else. I'm sorry. I think we should have something though, a little backup treat. But these cucumbers we harvest here in our greenhouses every single morning at about 8:30. And it's what, 3:30 now? So that's about 7 hours? That's not bad. And these are a seedless variety. Seedless in the same sense as watermelons, where the crunchy reproductive seeds are gone, but those little white ones are still there. And I personally think this is the hardest part of my job, like not even joking. Skewering these cucumbers. It is the hardest part of my job. So you're gonna watch me struggle for a couple minutes. But I swear these are a lot sweeter than the normal cucumbers you would get in the grocery store. But I've had some people agree with me, some not. I always like the feedback though.
You and feedback, create a YouTube channel.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes, ma'am.
I debated it a couple of times because some of my favorite YouTubers, they're making $1 million a year. It's like, I would love to make $1 million a year and never leave my house. That sounds great.
No comment. I actually are friends with a couple of professional YouTubers. That's all they do.
Yeah.
Look, life goals. That's all I got to say. Life goals.
Doesn't sound like a bad life to me.
Thank you. It's actually a lot of work, especially with the video editing side.
Yeah.
You figure I'm here for 3 days.
That's what stopped me, honestly. I made a fun video of teaching some of my martial arts student stuff, and I was going to make a cool compilation for the parents to watch. Couldn't figure it out.
What kind of students again?
Taekwondo.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else want some cucumbers I might have missed? Alright, so the only bad news I have today is once I open a bag of cucumbers, if they don't get eaten, I have to compost them. You want to take the bag, pass it around? And I'll clean up my mess real fast so we can get on our way.
Now you're going to have me ask you, where do you teach at?
I teach at Victory Martial Arts here in Windermere. It's one of the greatest schools I've ever been to.
I did my Taekwondo years ago.
Oh, I started when I was 10. 22 now.
5 and I'm 34 next month.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Alright, and then those are ornamental peppers. They are very bland in taste, but they look very pretty. They are an aphid magnet. Yes. Oh yes, they love this subtropical environment. Every once in a while, I think they grow up in Indiana, but they die as soon as it starts to be cold. Alright, so we need to get to the next greenhouse though, or we're not going to have time to see everything. Not a bad thing. Alright, so up next we have our string greenhouse. And here we like to do a lot of research, practice a variety of techniques using strings. And we have noticed that by growing things up in trellises or up in trees like on the far side, it allows a better airflow through the plants, which will actually decrease the amount of pest damage, bacteria, viral, and fungus that can get onto those plants. So they're a lot healthier in the long run, which I think is amazing. It makes my job a lot easier. One of my favorite systems we have though with our string is right over here in our tomatoes that are a bit lower. And the way this works is the tomatoes will thrown up the tree all the way to the top. When it gets to the top, you can just squeeze the sides and it will drop. You pick up the hooks and move down the system. That allows the plants to go around the base in a big circle. We can have more plants in less space. Each of these systems has 40 plants in it, 80 plants total, and the amount of square space is about have 35 or 40 more plants. We're over doubling our plant capacity. Also, we harvest about 50 pounds of tomatoes every single week, and we still have this many on here. And if this looks too big, not something you're really interested in, on the far side, we have 2 tomato trees. If you want to come up here, get a good look at them. And that is 2 tomato plants, and every time they made a new branch or a new limb, we strung them up, so it's starting to actually look like a tree. And that allows the fruit to be up around your face height to harvest. Totally eliminates all the squatting and bending and gardening, which I absolutely love. Another fun fact though, these plants are just shy of 6 months old. And down here I have a red piece of tape to show you the bottom of this particular plant. The top of that plant is right down here. And it is 6 months old. Oh, I love these plants so much. The key to this system though is pruning. You want as few leaves on here as possible. We keep our leaves normally above the first thing of fruit. That way there's enough to keep the plant nice and healthy, but there's nothing at the bottom that could damage the fruit. A lot of excess stems or leaves could puncture them, beat them out for nutrients, cause them to drop to the ground. We don't want that. We want it to look as pretty as possible, so we prune off everything almost twice a week. It's a lot of time.
Yeah, so Mom, I know you love tomatoes, but I don't think you want to prune that much. Don't try it.
Yes, so pollination. That is a big challenge we face here at the land. Through things that have incomplete flowers or separate male and female flowers, we have to hand pollinate all of them. With things like our tomatoes, where the male and female flowers are so close together, we'll actually come through with leaf blower and just kind of go up and down the plant a few times to simulate wind, and that's enough to pollinate it. But on our bigger plants, we do have to hand pollinate.
In fact, we serve more than 15 tons of produce from our greenhouses and restaurants.
Because you never know who might have bee allergies, so we try not to have any bees here. We're going to move on to our next system. So good. So up next we have our salad spinners. The exact same concept as the pollen pods earlier, spinning for sun conservation, but we're still in Florida, so that's just for pretty. And it's showing you that you don't have to use just leafy greens, you can use flowers as well. And you can have almost any design you could possibly imagine, as long as you have an area where the water goes up and where the water comes back down. Up next we have some cucumbers, and on the far side is our small cucumber forest. And those are the cucumbers that we ate moments ago. We harvest almost 10 pounds of cucumbers from back there every single day. And these vines right in front of us, are about a month and a half old. Yeah. They were seeded April 30th. So, I can't do math anymore. I've been out of college too long. Yeah, about a month and a half. And they're already this tall. And these little white pouches on them, these are beneficial mites. And those mites will actually crawl out of that bag through a small hole in the top, and they will cover the plants. And they will eat all of the spider mites, broad mites, thrips, and whitefly eggs they can find. That one beneficial mite will keep our plant very healthy. The only main problem I have in here is caterpillars. Caterpillars find their way absolutely everywhere, and the only way to get rid of them is by and we do like to have some fun in here. We have a little plastic roll shaped like Mickey Mouse ears, and when your cucumber is about the size of a Snicker bar, you can put it in there, and it'll grow to its surroundings. You can actually grow food that looks like Mickey Mouse ears. And we have this technique with a variety of our plants. I'll be able to show you some more later. I had a little girl last month who looked at me and said, "That's not Mickey, it's Simba." I couldn't argue with her. There does look like Simba as well. So up next, our NFT system, our nutrient well technique. And this system we use primarily for leafy greens, because almost every restaurant in all of Disney has a salad option. So we like to make sure we have a lot of fresh lettuce for our restaurants. And each of these pallets has 500 heads of lettuce on it. We harvest one pallet every single Tuesday. And they actually harvested it about an hour and a half ago. The chopper on the far side. So that's about 2,000, 2,500 heads of lettuce every single month. And the way we can do that is by these little blue hoses. They are constantly giving nutrient water 24/7 every single day. That way our plants grow as fast as possible. In soil, it takes about 60 to 65 days for head lettuce. We do it at about 32 to 34. We're able to cut down that harvest time in half. We actually harvest about 15 to 16 tons of produce every year, and that's enough to feed 2% of our Disney annual guests. I did the math once on how much food that actually was, and it scared me. It's a lot of food. So up next, we have some eggplants. A few weeks ago, we had a large pouch of mildew outbreak, and it sadly took out a lot of our eggplant and our watermelon. So now we have some baby plants in here. We give them a little time, and they'll grow up to be pretty tall. On the far side, though, we do have our eggplant trees. The same technique we used for our tomatoes we saw a little while ago, except these guys are much older. They're probably about a year and a half, 2 years old. So They're very full, very lush, and they produce a lot of eggplants. We harvest,
In this one small
probably
area.
harvest those trees twice a week now. They've been producing so much. So if you really like eggplants, I suggest going to the restaurant, either Italy or Prince, because they're the ones who order most of it. And this was my project a few days ago, stringing up all the eggplants. So I think that's fun.
So you string them, and then do they just grow, or do you have to keep?
I have to keep climbing them.
Okay.
But as soon as you get them to the top, they tend to be good.
Okay.
Either that or I'm just not tall enough to do anything with them anymore. So I pretend they're good. So up next we have our winter melon. Winter melon are an Asian fruit, and they're called winter melon because you harvest them in the fall. And as long as you don't break that rind open, they'll stay fresh up to 5 months. So it allows you to have food all winter long. And our winter melon, we normally harvest around 45 to 50 pounds. Anyone want to hold it?
I'm crazy enough. Fairly light. It feels about 15, 20 pounds at that
Okay.
point. It's not 50 pounds, trust me, guys.
No, the one out by the front desk tends to be heavy. And the reason we harvest all of our produce under 50 pounds is because if you ever apply to work here at Disney, it specifically asks if you could lift 50 pounds. So if it's more than 50, let me tell our managers that, in a polite way, of course.
So what is this watermelon? What is it?
What do you do with it?
What do you do with that's a good question. So winter melon, the name is a little bit deceiving. It is not really a melon. It is very closely related to a zucchini. It has that same spongy texture, but it's a little sweeter cucumber. And a lot of places in Asia that I've looked up on the internet, they will use it in stir fries and soups a lot as tofu substitutes. So you can cook it in very similar ways to tofu.
Does it have any nutritional value or not?
That of a cucumber. I had it raw once, and it was like biting into a raw zucchini, very spongy. So as long as you like that texture, it's pretty good. I also had, I've had a candy before. It was dried and covered in sugar. That was awesome. Yeah, that is a different variety of what watermelon, yes. So these ones close to us, these bitter dark green ones, those ones will always have fun light green color.
And they hang.
Oh yes. And when they start getting bigger, you can't see it too well from here, but there are ropes tied around them supporting them up because their stems won't break. They are very strong plants, but they will pull the rest of the vines down to the ground, which defeats the purpose of having them in the air. So our winter melon do get ropes tied around them. Some of our more delicate fruits, like our watermelons, we actually hand knit little hammocks for them. We have an entire shelf full of hammocks that we made by hand here in land, and we just kind of see which one fits.
We're growing these crops using our nutrient film system. This technique precisely controls and recycles water and nutrients. With it, we can produce a
Is this Disney or a retirement home?
Move on into our next greenhouse. Of course, yes, please do. The water is for you guys, not for me. I have my own water bottle. So in this greenhouse, I have a new rule for you, and that is please do not step in my sand. My sand is very sensitive, very temperamental, and I do not like to anger it. If you want to take a seat though, please do. I'm going to talk here for a couple of minutes. So the reason I ask you not to step in my sand is because out in soil, bacteria, virus, pests, they can already go through it. And sand is a lot softer than soil is. So if going through soil is like walking, sand would be swimming. So if I were to get viruses, bacteria, heaven forbid, nematodes in my sand, they would spread very, very quickly. And the reason I personally don't like nematodes as an entomologist, nematodes are scary. Because they can go through soil and sand very quickly and they attack the plant roots directly. So I don't even know they're there until my plants start dying. So they're very scary. And right now we don't have any, and I want to keep it that way. So whenever we go into our sand, we have two coverings we have to put on. little blue booties. And every time we come out, we have to do one on. Very picky about that. But back to plants. We have a variety of fun plants in here, and the way that we grow all of these plants together in the same substrate with the same nutrient solution is by using drip irrigation. And drip irrigation is a system of tubes that is going underneath our sand. If you were to look top 6 inches of sand in here, this is all you would see, a giant vase of it. And these softer tubes, we use them for our softer rooted plants. So all of our grains, our millet, spinach, piedmont, millets, sorghum, hollyhocks, amaranth, all of that's going to have the softer one. Losing my words now.
I have that effect on people.
Thank you. So this thicker drip tape has small boxes on the inside, and those boxes help to pressurize the water, and we use that around our bigger plants, especially our fig trees, pomegranates, and citrus trees in the park side. And that's because if we use the softer tubes around our trees, the tree roots are strong enough we could actually cut off our own water supply. You don't want that. That sounds like a bad idea. But some fun plants we have in here. Right behind us we have casa bananas. This is an African fruit, and I have not ate it yet. They are just starting to ripen up, but I'm kind of not excited to. The last intern group described him as a bland, slimy kettle. I don't know if that's true or not, but I guarantee you in a couple of weeks, I will. I'll know if that's true or not. But we have a couple down here that we can pass around, and I have been told that these guys smell really good, but you have to cut into them for the smell. So we sadly don't have that quite yet.
It's to smell a little
When you
bit.
cut them open, they're supposed to smell like flowers.
They smell like cantaloupe. They smell like cantaloupe.
Even though they have such a wonderful description.
That's just a
of
shell,
how
probably.
Yeah.
These plants are definitely no
On the far side, we have some sugar cane, sweet corn, and agave. Our sugar cane is very close and dear to my heart because we use it for a very fun reason. Sugar cane is very hard to chew, it's very fibrous. So we as people normally don't eat it. We normally juice it because who doesn't like to drink this straight sugar water? It's pretty great. But we use it to help our gorillas out. Over at Animal Kingdom, we have a family of gorillas, and every time we harvest our sugar cane, we send to them. And they absolutely love it. Yeah.
Now you're talking about you're going to find out how these things taste in a couple more weeks. Do they actually make you taste test all the new stuff coming in?
They do not make us, no. We have a break room in the back, and every time we harvest new produce, they will put it on a plate for us. So we have the opportunity to.
And are highly encouraged.
And I am really bad at saying no to free food. So.
No comment.
So I know how a lot of our plants produce taste. Just because it's on table saying free food. I'm like, okay, why not? Nasturtium is a flower that we have a couple greenhouses ago. Tastes like black pepper. So if you ever have nasturtium growing in your house or yard, it is a very strong. Just so you know. Don't eat a whole flower of pencil in one bite. Learned my lesson the hard way. So we do have some agave as well. We have blue agave for us, any college students around here. Your blue agave is going to be your top shelf. Your green agave is going to be your lower quality on the bottom shelf, the one I tend to buy on weekends. But agave is also known for making sugars as well. From the leaves, you can get a very sweet sugar that is chemical free, just like stevia is. A lot of people don't like table sugars anymore, apparently. I use it for everything still. But agave is a natural sweetener as well. And you can also use the nectar to make different syrups.
Certain Whole Food marts that I've gotten, and I've actually got a bottle sitting in my pantry right now, actually sell agave liquid.
Yes.
The agave nectar, which is actually very good. I use it as a sugar substitute a lot.
It's really good. A little more expensive, but it's
Oh
really
yeah, a little bit more is being polite. It's like
over here we have some fig trees, and our fig trees, they don't look quite right here. We had to prune them back a couple months ago. They're still making their new growth for this season. But if you want to stand on up, come over here, you'll see it is making a lot of baby fruit. There are baby figs absolutely everywhere in these trees. And we have 3 different varieties of figs up here. My favorite is the one closest to you though. Those are honey figs, and they are sweeter in my opinion. My mom though, she likes these ones the most, so all depends. And they are producing a lot of fruit. Super exciting. The only bad thing is that middle one is growing straight up, and those 2 pipes about We got to go turn those baskets too. Up next, we got some coffee. And our coffee is coffee beans. This is very exciting. But sadly, we only have 3 plants. We're going to need a minute for Arby's to get that Starbucks goal someday. But I have 6 more months to start it.
We'll say 3 plants. What's everybody else going to drink?
Those are mine. I don't know what you're drinking, but those are mine. I wake up at 4:30 every day. I need at least 3 cups of coffee before I get here. Up here, we have another fun thing. We have some baby pumpkins, and these pumpkins sadly fell prey to the same
Only 3 weakling.
the last greenhouse, but we were able to save a couple, so we do have a pumpkin. It's like Mickey Mouse. And behind our pumpkins, we have a lemon tree. Does anyone here have citrus allergies? Awesome. I always find out the hard way when people have allergies, so I'm trying to learn to ask first. But this is a real lemon. I highly recommend it. It smells so good.
Yeah.
And these lemons are known as 9-pound lemons. They come from a 9-pound lemon tree. Ours are
This
about
is real, guys.
4 pounds right now.
It's actually pretty cool to see in the stem
They
root
are
like
known to
that.
be a pest in southern Florida because as they grow and develop, they will ripen to that fun yellow color. And they will drop to the ground as soon as they say they're ready, and they will start germinating very, very quickly. So you have kind of like a great for a week, stay to Walt Disney World, come back, and have 4 brand new trees growing that you didn't really want to start with.
Want to hand this?
They are at
All right, for the cooking corner, yeah, this is enough lemon zest to last me a while.
So it takes a little work to get down to that juice. And then the juice, it's not really in nice wedges like we're used to. It's kind of in tentacles. And it's kind of creepy to cut into. But it's really cool. But you can make lemonade and other fun fruits with them and it tastes exactly the same. Just a little extra zest. If you're into lemon zest.
Speaking of the zest, how good is that zest?
Tastes same to me.
Your cooks must really love y'all.
Our cooks find you don't get much of this greenhouse. Almost all these things put in home pizza. But our chefs do love us a lot. They will give us orders like 2 hours in advance. And we'll go harvest it for them whenever they want. So as we get to the back of the lemon tree, we'll be able to see some of the ones that are growing right now. Like, yep, pretty big.
Hey, at least got somebody to wave there.
So as we walk up past Lemon Tree, we've got 2 varieties of mellows, and in between those mellows, we have the world's hottest pepper. And I have a really funny story about them, so I'll tell on the way back.
I said, let me take some of those peppers home, but I actually know how bad capsaicin oil hurts.
This is our Buddha plant, or citron tree, and when this tree ripens, it will actually come apart and look like fingers. That's pretty cool. But this fruit has, from what I've been told, no juice in it whatsoever. It's a lot of rhinestone on the inside. It just looks really cool. Normally when we harvest it, we'll send over to Animal Kingdom, and I know the rhinoceros iguana loves them. He loves this absolutely incredible part. If you haven't been to Animal Kingdom yet, I highly suggest. Best zoo I've ever been to. It's awesome.
Not a zoo.
Technically it is. It is a Florida National Zoo. They have to go by
No
all
comment.
zoo requirements.
I just remember the old message when it first opened up. They just drove that home. See, the truth is out there. It is a zoo.
Right next to us, we have the
Not so his and Mickey.
They tend to swim away. They don't really like being close to people. But the tilapia absolutely love attention. That's because our tilapia get fed 11 times a day. For every 1¼ pound of food you give a tilapia, it'll gain a pound of meat. That is 10 times more efficient than beef cattle. And not quite as water efficient, but pretty good. All of our water gets circulated through a 5-filter system to reuse all of our water as much as possible. But if you like, I do have some pictures here, and we can see the fish right now. So if
Go for it. Very lively crowd this time, guys.
Feel free to come up, find a space around the tank, and I'll come by with the food. But once I give it to you, hold on to it, but we're all going to go at the same time. Sound be a little more mellow in the afternoon. If you want to have some extra fun, I suggest standing on the opposite side as your friends and loved ones. Alright, so feel free to step up, find the space around the edge of the tank. Alrighty.
I'm going all the way over here.
And we do have some hand sanitizer up here on the table as well. That is mostly protein and fat, but it does smell here. So if you want to use that hand sanitizer, please feel free.
Kind of loogie.
And if you're
Or Loki.
wanting fresh Disney fish, we harvest every Wednesday morning. All of our fish go to Disney Boardwalk. So if you come back in the middle of the week, go to Disney Boardwalk. Try to get it.
I love some get more attention up here than
Alright, we're going to head into our last greenhouse.
But fish farming or aquaculture accounts for nearly half of all the seafood consumed globally.
Love it so much. Bananas
I think
are
we
the
lost
best thing.
everybody.
That's okay.
They're coming. There you are. Well, I managed to get from the back all the way up to the front. I don't know how that happened.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
So you're an entomologist, martial arts instructor,
Yep.
and 22, and I'm guessing you bachelor's, or did you actually make your master's at this point?
I'm starting my master's in spring, next spring.
I just started my bachelor's, so I know the feeling. I'm about a full,
Taking a year off in between. I can't do it back to back.
I wish I did.
Yeah.
We heard you mention jackfruit at the beginning. Are you going to
Yes.
talk about jackfruit?
We do have a jackfruit tree. I know more about durians than I do jackfruit though, but if you have any questions, I can do my best.
growing in our yard, and we're trying to figure out.
The girl at the front desk got your name tags from, Sarah. This is her greenhouse, but she's gonna know more about all these plants than I ever could.
Okay.
So at the end of the tour, if you want to talk to her, she can tell you exactly how she prunes them, how she grows them.
Okay, great.
Good.
I just know the basic Wikipedia facts.
Okay.
Wikipedia. Okay, yeah.
So, welcome to our tropical greenhouse. Almost broke my own rule there, forgot I was stepping on my own foot. So these are our bananas, and I absolutely love a banana. I told you earlier I eat them every day, and coming from Indiana, I've never seen a banana palm before. So every time I walk by them, I think they're gorgeous. We have an intern here named Reagan who grows bananas at her house, and she thinks I'm crazy, but I think they're fantastic. But one of those reasons is because bananas make the coolest flowers ever. There's a big purple flower back there, there's one up here, there's a couple in the back, and those are where the bananas come from. This is the male flower, the big purple flower. Underneath each of these leaves is a set of immature bananas with female flowers on them. And they will just keep producing bananas until it physically can't anymore. These stalks, we have a cut down one over here. They're pretty hollow in the middle. There's not a lot of support in there. So when they get too heavy, they will stop making bananas. They will not risk falling over. And back here, you'll see there's a large empty space between the bananas and the flower. That's why. It has reached its capacity, its weight limit, and it's not gonna make any more. Why the flowers are so big, I have no idea. But they're very cool, so I suggest taking a look back at that flower on the way through. So as we walk up this way, this olive tree is the newest addition to our tropical greenhouse. It's still very, very tiny. Can't wait for it to grow up into a nice big olive tree. And if you want, you can come up here to our viewing platform. This is the last stop on our tour, the Mame Sapote. Mame Sapote.
Okay.
I have been told it tastes kind of like nutty butterscotch.
Oh, wow.
Very sweet and sometimes very buttery.
Oh, really?
I'm not this size, usually like lemon size.
Not that big.
It's really over ripened. We should have taken it off a long time ago.
Oh, they
so we
should have
always
said
like to have
way
one for the
over-ripened.
guests to see. We have one in the back that's about the size of a baseball. That's probably
And also there's another type called, usually the shape of a rocket. It's like elongated and sharp nose. They call it a rocket.
I like it. That sounds
But not like
awesome.
silver.
All right, so we're gonna scoot up here all the way to the front so you can get a good look around all the stuff that's happening in here. So my favorite plant in this greenhouse is the date palm in the middle, and that's because here in the ranch we find varieties that normally don't grow very tall. Because we do have roofs over us, we can have plants that are gonna get bigger than our roof. But sadly, the smallest variety of date palm can still get about 75, 80 foot. Our dome is not 8 stories tall, sadly, so we are going to take that out eventually. But my boss, Les Gray, who's been there 25 years, planted that as a seed 22 years ago. So he keeps joking around saying he's going to retire before they have to take it out. And he says it's because he loves the tree. I think it's because the tree roots have entangled around every other plant in there and around all the irrigation. So when they take that tree out, they have to take everything else out on that side, and that's going to be an interesting week of work.
That's good. Hopefully it doesn't destroy everything as you take it out. Like
Oh, it is. We have to replant absolutely everything on that side.
I would-
It's going to be a hectic couple of
Animal
weeks.
Kingdom's going to be happy, and everybody else is going to be.
The boat ride's going to be down for almost a week and a half, 2 weeks probably. They're thinking probably 2020 or 2022.
Well, as long as y'all plan it right, that's what y'all always do. Now I'm seeing the poppy plants on here and the caper and stuff, and obviously that's the seed poppy, not the other poppy plant.
Seed poppy.
Yes. Ginger, horseradish. What other herbs do y'all actually grow physically here?
That's a good question. So I'll just ask you what kind of herbs we grow here. I have a giant chest of all the herbs and spices that we grow here at the land. So, that many.
Ready?
Here is our list of all of them as well, if you want to get that in your video. But it is two-sided.
You're going home with me later. I like to cook just in case you couldn't tell.
Yes, we do like to grow a lot of herbs and spices here. The chefs really enjoy it.
But I might
And
be
it's
the-
kind of a fun
that might be
challenge
the
that
other
all of our herbs and spices like to grow well in here. It likes to pose a challenge. Like our stevia. Our stevia does not like us yet. We're still working on that. That is a mixture of peat moss and birch bark.
Yeah, that's what we're using on the pot.
Yeah. So my fun spice mysteries. But hiding.
Treasure trove, more ways than one.
Yes. Alright. Sadly though, we're out of time because I talk too much. I understand this, I'm sorry. But we do have to head back to the beginning. And on our way back, it is non-stop movement. So the probably hour and 10 minutes, I'll be generous. It took us to get here. It'll take about 5 to get back. And on that way back, I'm just gonna keep telling you more fun stories that's happened here during my time. A couple of them will be interesting to come video from them.
Well, you've already ratted out your brother, so I don't know how much more interesting you can get.
Oh, it's okay. I only see him once a year.
Yeah, but the internet's infinite.
So we have the Disney Boardwalk normally asks for them between 8 and 12 pounds. And they gain about a pound a week. So we have a rotation of about 8 to 12 weeks of about 200. So we have all kinds of things to do. So we go through and we weigh them first before we take them out. Our package is $25. So as we bring in for awful sellers, so one more trick thing we haven't talked about yet, that is my favorite trick thing for sturgeon. Sturgeon are very closely related to sharks, and they have that same hospitality, and they love
Nice.
those guys. So once a week, normally on Saturdays,
Too sweet for me.
go into that tank,
Too sweet.
play with them.
I don't do a lot of fruit. Apple's about the only fruit I'll do because it's more soft bitter than what it is sweet.
Come around my feet until I feel like that. And I love that.
No, guys, I'm not going to cook those shrimp yet. There.
I love it. Awesome. Everyone's here. So we're right next to our hottest peppers again. Does anyone know what the world's hottest pepper is?
Ghost pepper, isn't it? Or is it a
What
hot?
was that? Never get back? Carolina Reapers. Yes, those are the hottest pepper in the world. Literally 2 times hotter than a ghost pepper. There's a heat index called the Scoville scale. It measures the amount of capsaicin, the chemical that produces heat. And on that scale, a jalapeno is about 3,000. Habaneros are 300,000. Ghost peppers are 1.2 million. Carolina Reapers are top of the scale at 2.5 million Scovilles.
So
Last semester, we had some interns actually eat our Carolinas raw with seeds in one bite.
before or after the hospital visit?
Before. It was about the time all the BuzzFeed videos started coming out about people eating them. And the BuzzFeed videos, it didn't make it look very bad. Those are all lies. None of those videos are real. Sorry, BuzzFeed, but it's true. When those interns ate those peppers, they immediately regretted it because it took over their mouth and their throat and slowly went down to the rest of their body. They were incapable of leaving the restroom for almost 10 hours. And after that, they said the heat still stuck with them for almost 2 days.
Reminds me of double Taco Bell night.
So yeah, it took almost 2 days for them to feel normal after eating that pepper. Our restaurants do use those peppers though in some of their cooking. The way they use them is take a toothpick and poke 2 holes to the side and put them in a broth for about 10 to 15 seconds. That's it. 2 holes, 10 to 15 seconds in a big pot, by the way, like one of the big soup pots. And that's all the heat or spice they need for their dish. And then they compost the rest of it.
I take it those don't go to Animal Kingdom.
No, those don't go to Animal Kingdom.
But see, you'd have some very upset gorillas.
I love those gorillas so much. I visit them every time I go there.
Oh, I'm sorry. The door wasn't
All
close
right,
that
so
quick.
we're gonna stick towards the back on the way through.
There's actually outside in the flower garden festival. There's
Good, everyone, awesome. So for our bigger trees, we sometimes have to spray them just because things like aphids and mealybugs will get to be too much. Another thing I've seen some growers do is they'll actually put a tarp or canopy over their plant, so like it's your own miniature greenhouse. But if you use some sort of mesh lining, it still gets all the heat, all the sunlight it needs, but the bugs can't get through.
You use for contractor mesh.
So,
We have a question here.
alright, I've got to get us to the end real
Okay.
quick, and then I'll
Sorry.
answer all your questions. Sorry. That's got to get you to the end, though, and my boss is happy.
So is that a really big one of those ones that when you touch and it?
The mimosas.
No, this is not a mimosa. This is a tamarind tree, and it has some of the fruit up near the top. The fruit do not look very appealing, but they actually taste pretty good.
And actually, to answer your question about the mimosa that was in there, yeah, no, that's not that big.
Huh?
That plant does natively grow in Florida. It's not that big, trust me. They get big. They get about that size. And we do cut them down because they choke out everything.
Yeah, okay.
Well, thank you all for joining me today on this wonderful tour. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did. And before I let you go, I do have one more mandatory thing I have to tell you. And that is, if you are interested in buying one of our Mickey Mini Gardens today, I suggest doing it from us in the same area where you got your name tags earlier. Because from that one booth only, 100% of the proceeds go back into our biotech lab to continue our research. If you buy them from anywhere else, we only get 15%. So if you're interested in mini garden after just buying it from us, we can also tell you the cool facts about them. So, okay. Now that that's over, you're free to go on the rest of your day. If you have any questions, feel free to stay back and I'll answer them. And if you don't, you can go through both sets of doors and have fun with your day.
Thank you.
All right, you got anything more embarrassing stuff you want to admit to the camera while you're at it, or
I think I've said too much already.
no comment?
Les, if you're watching this, it wasn't me.
She's lying.
Yes, we can.
You might want to swing wide.
Yeah, come on.
I won't open it all the way then.
It's teamwork, though. It's the best way to do it. It's the first time I've ever been recording on a tour. Definitely more nerve-wracking.
I figured I was getting to you one way or another. It doesn't help my personalities a little bit of quirkiness.
Our bougainvillea, all of a sudden, it looks like caterpillars are eating it. It's just, but there are no caterpillars. We cannot find anything. But 2 weeks ago, it was gorgeous lush, and all of a sudden, it's got little just sprigs, and it's just, something's eating it, and we can't figure it out, but we can't find
Does it
anything.
every year?
Every year. Same time every year?
Maybe, sorry.
Because it might not be caterpillars. It could be beetles. Because
Okay.
a lot of beetles will eat the end of leaves. They kind of go in from the sides, not the middles, mostly from the sides. And if that's the case, they're probably coming out in the morning or the evening, and they're gone during the heat of the day. So if you put a trap out there, a little pitfall trap in the
Yeah.
ground, it might catch some of them, and then you can talk
Okay,
to
then I'll
them.
know at least what I got going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what a pitfall trap is?
No, but I'll find it, I'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, they're a pitfall trap. Yes, there's a lot of different tutorials online. You
Okay.
can basically take a solo cup and put it into the ground until the lip is to the top of the soil. And you're going to put some sort of ethanol alcohol in the bottom, so when the bugs fall in, they drop.
Okay, but then we know what not at least.
Exactly.
All right.
You're
Cool,
welcome.
thank you.
Yeah, it's been a mystery. We were
Oh,
like
nuts.
ready to cut the whole tree out and start over again because
Oh, that's how I know the best places to find bugs, though. You go where the damaged foliage is. We take all your trash.
Well, thank you, we've been wanting to do this for years, so.
so where the foliage is, you just like tie a string, hang it down from that area.
So the pitfall, you're going to want to put it in the soil near the bottom of the plants.
Sure.
And dig it down into the soil. And if you're wanting a trap that goes more towards the top, you can put out light traps or sticky traps, and that might catch other things. And then from there, you'll have to find out which of the bugs you catch is the one doing the damage.
Well, Taylor, you've been awesome. Do me a favor, say goodbye, world, to the camera, and I'll take you off of it.